For training today, I wanted to show you a new partner website, partnering with FamilySearch.org, that is. And the name of this is Moose Roots. I want you to try to say that 10 times really fast. Again, it's Moose Roots. And this is a unique website. I wanted to tell you a couple of things about it before I get into it. First off, they claim they have over 1 billion records. And what they do is they use FamilySearch records. It doesn't load your tree from FamilySearch, but it does use FamilySearch records, at least part of them, just 1 billion of them so far and over 1 billion. And they're working on getting more. It's a year old. For those of you that went to Roots Tech in 2015, they were there and they were demoing this, and I guess that they really had a lot of fun with it. They had moose ears on and were able to show their product to many people. There's over 500,000 people that have signed up. You don't have to sign up to use it, but you can if you like. They say that if you do sign up, there are other records that you will see, but it is free. The reason why it's free is they do actually, as we start going through this, you'll see that they actually allow a lot of ads on their website, and that's actually how they'll be able to make money from this. They won't charge, but there will be ads there. And so let's go ahead. Let me see if there's anything else I want to tell you. There's also, this is the Moose Roots is actually a genealogical part of the company findthebest.com. So when you sign up, you may get an email that could say find the best. So just be aware of that, but that's actually this Moose Roots. So let's get into Moose Roots. This website says the reason why they call it Moose Roots is because they want you to uncover your roots. It says how it combines historical records with relevant supporting information to provide unique insights into your family's past. And you'll see how it is unique when I start going through it. It is cool. Let's go ahead and go down. Let me just show you. First, they show the different research topics, or these are the different records that they have. They do have all the U.S. Census records, and you'll see why that's so important when we start doing a search. There's death, marriage, and birth records. This is mainly U.S. I don't think there's any others right now but the U.S. There's immigration records, and then there's also these military records, and there are some different. Here's Canadian World War II casualties and casualties of the Korean War, just different records from that. And then down here at the bottom there's a reference section. This is first and last names. It kind of tells you where they came from, and for the first and the last names. This genealogical collections, if you click on this, this actually will go through and show you all of their collections that they have right now. There's not very many. There's probably, I think if you go to the bottom, there's about, I believe it says there's 71 collections. But within those collections, there's many records. So that's their claim to 1 billion records. Let's see, so that's the genealogy collections. So that can tell you what it is. I just went backwards to get back to this page. And then I'm going to do this in a minute. This is this historical places, and I'll show you how that works at the end. So I want to go ahead and get into the search so you can kind of see what that is like. So what you can do right when you come here, it doesn't search all their databases right at once. It just does. See this drop down arrow right here? You can select one: U.S. Census, marriage and divorce, or death, birth records. And then you can also come down and search those down here too, the military and the others. But for, whoops, I got Windows 10 and it's acting a little crazy. Whoops. So let's go ahead and go back up. Okay, so what you can do when you come in anyways, you can go ahead and just search right here. So I've been working on this fellow named William Koch, and he was born in 1851. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just search for him right here. And this is going to search the U.S. federal census records. And as you can see, here's some ads that start coming up here and here. There's a lot of ads on this page, so they do get a little annoying. And I can tell you at the end how you can get rid of those. Or if you just want to contact me, I can tell you how you can get rid of those. So I want to go ahead. This isn't the right William Koch, because this is Virginia and Maryland. So I can go ahead and go over here to the left-hand side, and I can put, I know that he lived in Alabama. And what's kind of neat, like as soon as I type in Alabama, it goes ahead and makes the change over there. I don't have to click search anywhere. And then I also know, this still isn't giving me very much. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the birthplace. I know he was born in Texas. Like I said, as that goes, it just goes and searches right for you. So I like that feature about this. And then let's go ahead and delve into this. Something interesting that happened is I've been looking for him on FamilySearch, and on FamilySearch and Ancestry, and I could not find him in the 1880. When I do research, I always try to find them in every census that they would have lived in, because there's always changes that occur, and so it's really important to make sure and do that. Anyway, let me just kind of scroll down and show you. So it gave me 4 hits, and since I've done research on some of the other ones, actually all of these are perfect hits. This is actually him. But let's go ahead and click on him. So here he is in 1880. We're going to click on him there, and I'm going to have to add that to FamilySearch is what I'm thinking, or try to go find it there. Okay, and so this is nice. What it does is it just makes a little kind of a storyline for you. Like William Koch lived in Perry County, Alabama in 1880. He was head of the household, 25 years old, and identified as white. William was born in Texas. His father was born in Virginia, and his mother was born in Georgia in 1880. Oh, then it says in 1880, William was married to Nora Cook. His occupation was farmer. So this shows me the record of where they were living, his gender, and what you can do is if you want to show original, it just comes up with the M. They just made it so it's male. Anyway, this tells his marital status and just what I read you, occupation and where his parents are from. And then over here on the right is the household. So this is him and his wife, and after doing lots of research, his wife's maiden name is Gill, so possibly a sister if that's a female. I need to go into the record and see, or a brother. I'm not sure. Pleasant sounds like a sister to me. Let's go ahead and go into, so if you want to view the images, you go to View Record Images, and as you can see up here in the top, we're going to FamilySearch.org. Okay, and since FamilySearch has the 1880 census records, we can just view this. If FamilySearch, if the census image is through Ancestry.com, then you will actually have to have your login, and it will take you to Ancestry through FamilySearch. So you're kind of going deep into this. But anyway, I was just going to check really quick. So this is the way you look at the censuses. And I was just curious whether, I can't even read that very well, whether that Pleasant is a male or female. That's right up here. Okay, that's not very good. Probably a male, actually, since he's a laborer, farm laborer. So anyway, that takes you to FamilySearch to actually do the census. Now it opens a new tab, so I'm going to click back up here. I'm at the very top. I'm going to click back on this William Koch so we can show you the other things. Because that's fun on the census records. You can do that with other ones. But let me come down because this is what's really fun. Okay, so right here you have the meaning of William Koch's name. And it says William's a common male given in the U.S. of English origin. The name was most popular in 1880s when it had an average rank of 2. In 1880, it was the second most common male baby name. So, and then what's fun is it actually, then it just kind of goes, what's fun about this graph is you can look, there it was ranked 2, then it comes and you can go down this graph and see what it's ranked. As you can see, it not as many was ranked like 19th in 1991. So it kind of shows you the popularity. And so if you don't want to name your kids the same as everybody else, you could look down here and that's when it wasn't used very much. But then look how it's gone back up. And now people are starting to do William more. So pretty crazy. So that's fun. And it also tells you where the name came from, the origin. So that's also interesting. And then what's fun up here is that, see this little, what is that? I don't know what it is. That little symbol there. You actually, if you write a blog, you could actually embed this on a website or a blog. And so you just would click there. It brings up the code. You can just copy this, control, and then paste it. And this adds a little widget. So it's going to add, what's kind of cool is this is just the code for this little graph. And it's interactive graph, which is really fun about this too. So all you have to do is click that and embed it. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. What did it do? Oh, see, I went on one of those ads. All right, so let's keep coming down. And this talks about the last name. It's an uncommon surname in the United States. And this just talks about its ranking and where it actually was derived, maybe where the surname, where it has its origins. Says, firstly, it may have originated as a nickname from the bird the cock, deriving from the Old English pre-7th century COCC. Anyway, and you can read about that. One thing I like too, which I forgot to mention, is it actually tells you where they get these the source for these different graphs and things and information that they get. So that's kind of fun. And then what it says too, tells you a little bit about Perry County, where it's located, when it was established, and you know how many farms there were. And then you can also click here to find out more about Perry County in 1880. So they've tried to make this, and also here is just an overview, and here's the map and everything, and then there's also more records. So there's the overview and then the more records. Let's click on the Alabama. I haven't actually looked at that and see. More U.S. Census records. So go on the back button. Hopefully I won't be out of this. Okay, so anyway, this tells you a little bit about Perry County, and the women outnumbered men by 2.1%. Go ahead and keep coming down. This says the consistent demographics. In 1880, 77% of people living in Perry County identified themselves as non-white. That percentage decreased moderately to 70% by 2010. So not a lot of change. And then here's just another interactive map that you could actually embed. All right, let's go down. Let me just show you the rest. We'll go over this more quickly. Here's the economic trends, inflation, and again, you can put these. If you click over here, you can embed those. Okay, here's some other 1880 census facts. And so what's fun about this one is this actually tells you in 1880 what was the most populous urban places, and this gives you the top 10. And this is taken from the United States Census Bureau. And then it also tells you who was the president. So if you want to learn more about him, you can click there and learn more about him. And it is fun. I mean, I just think this gives you, especially maybe if you were writing a family history, and it's really good to add historical data as well. Go ahead and click off the map. So anyway, this tells you about the president. So just some fun facts, some demographics. And then here's at the bottom other records for William Koch that you can click through and then see more census records. And then down here, they'd also like to send feedback. I think my main complaint is just all these ads, because sometimes you accidentally click on something. And so don't really like that, but you know, it is free, and so that's kind of what you have to deal with. Let's go ahead. I forgot to check this, the 1818 census stats. This tells you the stats and then just the era facts, so what happened during the 1880s. So just a kind of a fun place to check and kind of make the story come alive and add other information. Okay, I wanted to show you one other thing, a couple other things too. Here we are on, so what we did is we mainly just did the search. Oh, also up here, you could email this to someone or Facebook or Twitter about it, so I'm sure they would love for you to do that. Another thing I just wanted to show you, let's go back to U.S. Census records. And what's nice is anytime you pick a topic, if you go to birth records or anything, this shows you search tips and census information. And so this will tell you an introduction, tells you about searching and how you need to change, you know, the names if you can't find anything, the data details, the sourcing, the origin and meaning. It's just kind of telling you where they get their information from for those names. Let's see, but another thing I want to show you at the bottom is questions asked in each census. So, you know, you can click on this 1850, and then this shows you, you know, at the very top of the census records, there's little things, columns that ask you certain questions, and so these are the questions, and sometimes it's hard to read those columns, so this can help you with that. And you can, here's the 1850, and once you get to this table, you can go ahead and click over there, and it tells you all those questions. And as you can see, we're in the United States Census Bureau, so very quick way to do that. All right, let's see. The other thing I wanted to just show you, so go ahead and play with this and see what you think. I'm going to go back to the home page just for a minute because I wanted to show you something that's different too that you might like. Okay, so it is down here on the reference, this historical places. What you can do is you can compare different historical places with each other. So you can compare states, you can compare counties. In fact, right here it shows you county, state, territory, cities, country, the time period. So let me show you. I did a little comparison over here. You can just click to add to compare. But over here on the right-hand side, I did this little compare, and I have Bibb County, Alabama, Arizona history, North Carolina, and South Carolina. So what you can do is just click this compare now over here on the right-hand side. And this will bring up charts, graphs. It tells you a little bit about the origin of the states and the counties and things. And this will just show you graphs like population over time. It's interesting that I used to live in South Carolina, so I thought, okay, so this just kind of went up a little, but look at North Carolina really increased in the last few years, so just kind of wondering what's happening with that. And then non-white people over time got really, really high in the 1900s and then went down, and it was kind of flat. But here in Arizona, it spiked really high in the 1900s and then went back down. So anyway, there's just, you know, they talk about married population, bachelor's degrees, number of farms over time, just some comparisons. And so for those of you that like those kind of graphs and might be useful for some research you're doing, I'm trying to think. I think, so that's all the topics. I think I've gone over everything. So try this out. It is free. And if you don't want to sign up, you don't even really need to sign up. But try it out and let me know what you think. And if you would like to stop the ads, let me know and I can tell you how to do that. And I hope you're having a great day as always.